Hello, I'm Karen, and in today's video I'm going to be sharing with you how to make this beautiful lacy blanket. I've named it the May Star flower blanket because we've got the star in the middle and it's also made up of lots of flowers. Okay, and in the 1940s book that I was using, it came under the month of May, so I just thought I'd share that. But I know you can't obviously see all of what I've done, but it was originally a lace tablecloth in the book. That's how it's described it as being, and I just altered the star slightly so that it fits the way that it fits. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to move this piece out of the way, share with you how to move that out of the way. I'm actually going, this is one that I've actually made out of a cotton, just dishcloth cotton. I'm sorry, you can't fit it all on the screen, but you can see how pretty it is. So this is the actual flower that you're going to make, and then what I'm going to do is share with you how to actually join them and to make the centre star. So it's going to be quite a long video, excuse me, and hopefully I'll be able to get everything in. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to be using, this is just a baby sparkle yarn, but this is a 100-gram ball. It just says it's knitting yarn. I'm using a 4mm crochet hook, which actually says it's a USG 6 on it, and so I'm going to make the flower first, and then afterwards we'll move on to actually join the pieces as we go. So let's begin. Sorry, got bits on there. Right, so I'm going to begin with my twist. You can begin with a slip knot if you prefer. And we need to begin with a chain of 8. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We need to slip stitch to join. This is just like the Lucky Star. Now we need to chain 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This counts as a double crochet if you're in the US. Excuse me, a treble crochet if you're in the UK, and a chain of 2, or if you're in France it's called a brie, which is spelled bride if you're English. And now we're going to do a double crochet or the treble crochet depending where you're from, or the brie, and chain 2, and we need to have a total of 8 posts. Okay, don't worry if you've got a little bit of a loop like I have there, because at the end of everything we pull it all together when we're sewing the ends. Okay, so it's chain 2, and we're working into the middle circle like that, chain 2, and I'm tucking the yarn under as I go around there, chain 2, into the middle, chain 2. I'm just going to pull my yarn. I'm a bit concerned about my ball of yarn today because I actually already had a practice with it, and unfortunately there was some pink woven into the actual thread. So if that happens, 1, 2, I'm just going to keep on going. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So this is my 8th post. We need to chain 2, and then we're going to slip stitch to join into the 3rd chain. So we need to leave 2 chains at the top, and so that's the 3rd chain. So it's 1, 2, 3, or it's 1, 2, 3 that way around. And try and go underneath 2 strands if you can, just to make it look nice and neat. And then what we need to do is we need to slip stitch into the chain 2 space, make a chain of 3, 1, 2, 3. Then we're going to work the same stitch, which is the double crochet if you're in the US, or the treble crochet if you're in the UK, or a brie if you're in France. So, and that chain represents one of our double crochet. And now we need to make a chain of 3. So that's 1, 2, 3, or chaîne 3 if you're in France. Please excuse me with my French, because we need to work 3. I've been looking up the French stitches just because I wanted to be able to learn a little bit more about, I know I looked a long time ago when I was doing my research, 1, 2, 3, and it always confused me because they don't translate over properly. Okay, so if you, they call it a brie in France, which is, say, it's spelt bride if you look at it and you saw it as an English word, but it actually means flange if you translate it on Google Translate. And 1, 2, 3, and a flange has got nothing to do with crochet, so it confused me of like, why would the French call it a flange? And if you don't know what a flange is, the easiest way that I can describe that is if you look at the wheel of a train. The wheel of a train has got like, you've got the wheel, and then you've got these bits that join onto the track, these little lips that dangle down, and they are the flange. So I don't know, it's one of those strange things, but I've been quite fascinated at the minute by things to do with French, and saying I've been trying to learn the names of the stitches in French, and I've learned some of them, but there's a stitch in here that I just don't know. So it's one of those weirdo things as you come across. But this pattern itself is a beautiful, beautiful pattern. It's really easy to do once you know obviously what you're doing. And sorry, just getting some more yarn. Yeah, it is. It's a lovely, lovely pattern. It crochets up really quickly, and it really is pretty. So that's 1, 2, 3, and I know the pattern was originally for a lace tablecloth, but whoops a daisy. But I didn't have enough of the cotton to be able to do it with lace, so I thought I'm going to crochet it up just like I did the other one with normal yarn and my number 4mm hook and see what happens. And it was so pretty, I thought I have to keep on going, and I've worked it out, 1, 2, 3, that with a 100-gram ball of yarn you can actually make 8 of these flowers and 3 of the stars to make one piece. And I'm trying to, this is my second ball of yarn now, which I'm going to be adding on to it, so I'm going to hopefully turn it into a nice square, which would be 1, 2, 3. We're just going to slip stitch to join into the 3rd chain. Okay, hopefully, say when mine's finished, it should be big enough maybe to be a nice shawl. If not, I'm going to have to keep on going. Okay, this round is a repetitive round, so what we need to do is need to slip stitch into this, into the middle, which is, oh, let's do this in French. This is mes coulées, that's the slip stitch, au milieu, into the middle. And now we need to do a chain of 10, so that's chaîne 10. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And we're going to slip stitch, so mes coulées into the middle, au milieu, into there. Is that correct? Yeah. Chain 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And we're doing the same all the way around. We're just going to just do underneath the 2 strands and slip stitch it into place. So we're going to create these loops that stick out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then slip stitch to join onto this piece here in the middle. Chain 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Slip stitch into the middle of the next one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Into the next one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. and then we've got one more to do to join into the middle there. Then we actually finish the round differently. We don't make a loop at the end like we have been doing. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I'm going to slip stitch into there. I love what this pattern, the way that this pattern described this, because they clearly didn't know the name of this stitch, what we're going to do afterwards. So you need to make a chain of 3, because what we're going to do is we're going to finish in the point of this, because this is like where we're building up our star. So you need to do a chain of 3. So it's 1, 2, 3, and then the instructions were yarn over 3 times. That's 1, 2, 3. Work into the base of the beginning, pull through, yarn over, pull through the 2, pull through 2, pull through 2, and pull through the last 2. Now don't worry if you end up with a bigger loop here, okay, because we're actually going to work into this chain looped area, and that's where there was a mistake in the pattern bit. That's okay, I've rectified that. So now we're going to chain 3, so it's 1, 2, 3, and now we're going to work the double crochet again, or the treble crochet if you're in the UK. I'm going to work into this chain space. So we're doing 1, and then we need to do 2, and then that way that little group of 3 there, so this first chain actually represents a stitch, okay? And now we need to make a chain of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm working into the same loop. We need to make 3 more of the double crochet or the treble crochet or the brie if you're in France. And there we go, that's our 3. And now to move over to the next loop, we need to make a chain of 3. So that's 1, 2, 3. And now we need to, this is now, it's going to be repetitive all the way around. So we need to make 3 double crochet if you're in the US, 3 treble crochet if you're in the UK, or 3 brie if you're in France. I'm sorry, I don't know how to say if you're in France in French. Now chain 4, chain 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and work 3 more of the double crochet, treble crochet or brie, depending where you're from, into the same loop. Okay, and we're moving over again, so it's chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and make the 3 stitches that are all the same. Wherever you're from, they look like this, and it's always going to be the same. So we've got 3 of these stitches, chain 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then work the 3 into the same chain. So that's 1, 2, and 3, chain 3 to move over, 1, 2, 3. I'm just pulling out some more yarn, and repeat. But yes, I just thought that it would be nice to try and learn a little bit of French just to help myself. 1, 2, 3, 4, because I'm trying to understand. I don't know, I know realistically I suppose you can say I still haven't really found the origins of crochet, even though I do believe that 1, 2, 3 Thornborough Henges is actually my that's what I'm going to say is my answer. Maybe one day in the future somebody will really find it. You know, maybe they'll find like a crochet hook and a little note which translates into crochet began here and the year. But that's highly unlikely. 1, 2, 3, 4. But no, while I was actually learning about doing these stitches in French, I had a really strange dream. And hang on, 1, 2, 3, and in my dream I was actually protecting fairy cards. Now I know, because I like fairies and things, it made sense that I've got fairies in my brain. I'm thinking about writing a story. Oh dear. I'm thinking about France and things like that. I have a knot. It's created its own slip knot. Look. There we go. And so I thought maybe I should go and have a look. 1, 2, 3, 4, to see what fairy cards are available. And I fell in love with a beautiful set of oracle cards that was actually created by, sorry, just need to count, 1, 2, 3, by Marie, what's her name, Marie Anne Adelaide Lenormand. And I'm just going to count 1, 2, 3, 4. There are a set of oracle cards for you to be able to like do fortune telling with, and they actually originally began as in 1799 with a game called the Game of Hope. 1, 2, 3. And so I decided that I would buy some and I would actually have a go at actually seeing if they work, you know, like as doing the fortune things. And that's why I'm actually doing a crochet video today, because I asked the cards, should I make this video today? And the answer was yes, so I am. 1, 2, 3, 4. We need to do the 3 in here. 1, 2, and 3. And now we just need to do 3 more to join. 1, 2, 3. And we're going to do our joining stitch into the top of the 3rd chain. Okay, so that's a May-Coulée slip stitch. And we need to do another one. So we're going to, so that's, what was that? That was round 4. So we're going to slip stitch into the next double crochet, into the top of there, or treble crochet, slip stitch into the next one, and slip stitch into the chain 4 loop. Now we're going to do another repetitive round, and this is where we're going to do the treble crochet if you're in the US, or a double treble if you're in the UK, and it's a double brie if you're in France. And if you haven't done this stitch before, don't worry, I'll do the first few slowly. So we're going to begin with a chain of 5. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and this chain of 5 is going to represent the stitch and a chain 1, and we need to have 8 in each of these chain 4 sections, and then we're going to move over and just do a single crochet, which is a May-Soirée if you're in France, in the next one. Okay, so we're going to yarn over twice into the loop, catch the yarn, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, pull through 2, pull through 2, and make a chain 1. Yarn over twice into the loop, catch a yarn, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, pull through 2, pull through 2, make a chain 1. Yarn over twice into the loop, catch a yarn, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, pull through 2, pull through 2, and make a chain 1. And again, into the loop, yarn over, pull through 2, pull through 2, pull through 2, chain 1. Now you're lucky, if you're watching the video, you can pause that and replay it and do it over and over again, or you can keep on practicing. Choice is yours. But I know that this is a time consuming video, so I'm going to actually start moving on a little bit quicker. And I'm going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I need to do, this one's number 7, chain 1, and this one's number 8, and chain 1. So I'm just going to double check. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We need to make sure we've got 8. This is classed as a scallop in the pattern that I was looking at. And now, and always remember to do chain 1 at the end. Then we're going to work a single crochet or a May-Soirée into there, chain 1, un shen or shen un, I'm not quite sure which way around you do that in French. And now we're going to work the treble crochet directly into this next one, and so we need to create 8 with a chain 1 all the time. And this is so that the final round that we're going to do after this, which is also the joining round, will actually all join together. Okay, so to start off with, the very first flower that you do, or star, depending on what you want to call it, because they seem to be mostly stars in the book. I think this looked more like a flower. You'll make your first flower complete, and then it's your second and obviously third, fourth, fifth, whatever flowers after you make after that you're going to join with. So I'm going to show you how to do the actual flower, but I'm actually going to be sharing with you how to join as well when we get to that point. So let's just count. Now when you're coming back, when you worked onto these sections here, sometimes you'll have your thumb there, and so that this, I've just put my hook over there. Sometimes you'll put your thumb there and you'll mistake this as one of these treble chains, or double treble, whichever you're counting it. So just make sure you count the ones that you're actually working with. Okay, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I did my chain 1, so I need to just do one more stitch into there so that I've created another scallop. Chain 1, single crochet into the single crochet into the chain 3 space, chain 1. I'm just getting myself some more yarn ready to do this next scallop, and then we keep on working. It's just repetitive all the way round until we get to the end, where I did do a slight alteration, and I'll show you and explain why I did it when I get there. And so because this is repetitive and all of what to keep doing, it's one of those ones you can just crochet away, just pause every so often, count how many you've done. I can see I've got 3, and just need to make sure you've got 8 of these 8 posts in your scallop. And like I said, when you're actually crocheting away, once you've got the hang of it, it actually goes by quite quickly, and because of them being such a big piece that you're making, then you actual, say if you're going to make it into it's going to be a really lacy blanket. It's probably not suitable really for a baby. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oops. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You know, for like keeping warm or anything like that. But it makes a beautiful shawl and a beautiful blanket. You know, like if you just like this, because obviously you've got a dark background. So to have, you know, just to pretty something up even, it's just going to really be beautiful. So I'm just checking 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then into the next one with the single crochet, chain 1, and begin on the next scallop. But yeah, as I was saying before, I actually I bought myself these Oracle cards, and I had to go with them. I gelled with them really quickly, but also I'd made my mind up that when I was actually going to buy some cards, I wanted something that was going to be positive. You know, like if you do the tarot, sometimes you get things that are really negative and it's not very nice, and I just wanted something that really was a feel-good factor thing. And so I learned about the lady that actually used to use the cards in the 1800s. And there's not very much really to learn about her, except that she was born in the 1800s. She was orphaned at 5 years old, and then she became a fortune teller using these cards, which was originally designed for a game called the Game of Hope. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. But she used this lady, Anne-Marie Adelaide Lenormand, chain 1. She was the fortune teller for Josephine, who was the wife of Napoleon. And so I just thought it was really fascinating that while at the time that crocheting actually was first being published, that was the same sort of time that this lady was actually doing fortune telling. She even got sent to prison apparently a couple of times, but didn't stay for long. But that was because of the books that she wrote. So they was classed as being really controversial at the time. And nowadays, I think everybody just accepts it. It's like that you don't think of people as being strange or weird if they're going to do the tarot or do the oracle. It just seems to be a normal everyday thing these days. So it just shows you how times have moved on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I was wondering if you'd actually like for me to do anything, any videos actually to do with the oracle, and actually do you a reading, maybe just to see what happens. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. But obviously, not everybody's going to want that sort of thing. So, but at the end of the day, it is my channel and I can do whatever I want on it, as long as I don't break copyright rules, and I don't, obviously I'm not going to be one of those people that ever gets into trouble for, whoopsie daisy, for being mean, because I'm just not a mean person. So I don't have any worries there. So I do get cross, you know, sometimes. I think we all do that. But essentially, I think that I've got a nice soul. So I just thought I'd just mention it, just to see what you think. Just to see. Because it was, let's say it, it's amazing what you think about when you crochet. You know, it's like, I know it's like a really, really meditative thing, and you can switch off from the world. But also, your mind sometimes can just wander off and go down different avenues, that things pop into your brain. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And with this one, I just loved this pattern. I'm just double checking that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I say I've just found it so enjoyable to make. It was one of those ones where, so there was only the slightest alterations that I've done to this pattern. The biggest alteration I can say that I've done to is actually to the joining star, because the original pattern of this one was just joined with 1 point, and I've actually joined it with a 2, same as I did with my meteor pattern, because it just felt nice to do it that way. And also the centre star, it makes it so it's an equal star, whereas in the original pattern it wasn't. It was a lot more complicated, and I thought I want to share something that's easy to do, easy to remember, because at the end of the day, if you're going to make all of these stars or flowers and join them together, if you can't remember how to do the middle piece, and it's too complicated, you're never going to want to do it. So I thought, if I make it really nice and easy, and then you can use my video to come back to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then flick through it, find where you want to be, just to remind yourself. Make sure that you chain 1, and remind yourself where different things change. Okay, and I say it's choice is yours at the end of the day, whether you want to crochet it or not, and what you want to use it for. But like I said, I thought it was so beautiful, so pretty. And once again, it's another one of those patterns where I'm afraid that we can't actually say who wrote it. We can't say. All I know, it was printed during the Second World War, and whether that's any significance or not, because we know that in the Second World War they actually did use knitting and embroidery to send Morse code messages to people, so crochet could have been involved in that. And because of my crochet code that I've created, which no one seemed to be able to understand, I think maybe I should do a video to simplify it so you can actually see how it really works. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Because really, it just, all it is, it's just doing anagrams in a more complicated way, I suppose, than you would normally, because you're breaking the letters of the alphabet into pieces. But 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, chain 1. This is the last one. I'm going to you do the chain 1. Okay, now this is the very last chain 3 space. We're going to make the single crochet. In the pattern it originally said, because you're following on, is to do a chain 1 and then join, but I found, because the next piece that we're going to do chains around the outside, and by having that extra chain in there makes this original loop that you're going to do there, it made it really noticeably baggy. So I've took away that chain 1 just there. So I'm just going to, from the single crochet, we're going to slip stitch. We need to leave the chain 1 space between there, so it's actually into the 4th chain that we're actually going to slip stitch to join, because we're going to now work from here. We're going to go up and around, where really all the rest of the pattern you're actually going to work in from the single crochet around. So by having 2 extra stitches there, it made you further up. So that's one of the changes I did. So now we need to do chain 8. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then we need to count into our scallop. So we need to do 1, 2, 3, 4. That's the middle, because we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 that way round. We're doing a single crochet into the middle, which was a maille-serré au milieu, chain 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then we're going to single crochet into the last single crochet made. That's what the pattern says. I love the way that it said that. So you're making like a little picot stitch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, then single crochet into the last single crochet made, which is, whoopsie-daisy, I can't do it, into there. So we're working sort of sideways now. So we've got 2, then we need to make 1 more, so it's chain 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and single crochet into the last single crochet made. So you make 3 little picots in a row. Now you need to single crochet back into that middle space in the scallop, and there's my single crochet. At this moment your work will be tipped over to one side, but then you chain your 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and you single crochet into the single crochet here. And when you've done that, you can see this makes the loops on the outside, and makes this, I don't know why, it just reminded me of a fleur-de-lis. I know it's not exactly the same as a fleur-de-lis, but I think that's one of those things that led me on the French trip, in my mind, not really going to France. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4. We do the single crochet, so it's a maille-serré au milieu coquille in the middle of the scallop. I probably said that completely wrong, but hey ho. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and we need to single crochet into the single crochet, chain 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, single crochet into the last single crochet that you made, chain 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and single crochet into the last single crochet that you made. And then we're going to single crochet into the scallop, so it's a maille-serré au coquille. I'm not quite sure. The French will be like laughing away at me. They'll be like, what is she like? She's so rubbish. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And single crochet into the single crochet. So that's maille-serré au maille-serré. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we do the single crochet into the middle of the scallop. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and single crochet into the middle of the scallop. I'm just checking how many I've done, because I'm going to join with the next in a minute. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Single crochet into the single crochet. That was the last one that you made. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and single crochet into the last single crochet that you made. Then single crochet into the middle of the scallop, chain 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, single crochet into the single crochet. Now when you come to the end of the round, you will actually slip stitch. I've done 3. I'm going to do one more to show you how it's done, and then I'm actually going to join on, because you never need to join more than 4 pieces. Okay, so if you're working away and you just, I need to share that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4. Single crochet into the middle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Single crochet into the last single crochet made. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Single, I can't see my stitch. Single crochet into the last single crochet made. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The single crochet into the last single crochet that you made. Single crochet into the middle of the scallop, chain 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and single crochet into the middle just there. Okay, so now you can see, if I just lay this down, I've got 1, 2, 3, so 4 of mine have got the actual edges on, and I've still got 4 more to go, and I'm actually going to join these, so I'm just going to rearrange all myself just a little bit. Okay, so I'll bring this pattern in. What you can see is, if I lay it all out, this is where I've got my joining star there, and I've actually already added on to the edge of my work, but just by 2, I've added on one of the flowers. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to add this flower here, this last flower that I've done. It's going to join onto there, and it's going to join onto here. So we're going to end up with this big area that's empty, which is where we build the middle star. Okay, hopefully you can all see, and you get the gist of this. So we need to chain 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we're going to do this the same as normal. Just trying to move my work out of the way so you can see what I'm doing. So so you do the first little picot as normal. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Single crochet into the last single crochet you've made. Then do 3. 1, 2, 3. Now when you're looking at the work where you've joined on, so we've got a join here, and then we want 2. So you can see that the way that that's joined on, it's just joined by 2 on there, and on this one we need to have these 2 pieces. So we're going to go to the bottom one, slip stitch just right into the middle of the fleur-de-lis bit, chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and then we need to single crochet into the last single crochet made. So we're making the middle picot stitch there, so that's joined onto there, and then we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then single crochet into the last single crochet that you made. So we've now got our 3. If you can see those, I'm trying to show you how it's actually looking. And then you're going to single crochet back into the scallop, and then chain your 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, single crochet into the middle of the single crochets where you've been doing it before. Okay, and then chain 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm sorry to all of those English people who are going, it's not a single crochet, it's a double crochet there, and you didn't say it. I'm sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to do the single crochet in the middle there, or the double crochet, or the maille. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Single crochet into the last single crochet made. 1, 2, 3. Now I'm going to join on to my second fleur-de-lis into the middle, so it's in middle loop. You just slip stitch together, that's all you do, and then chain 3, 1, 2, 3. Finish the stitch by doing the single crochet. I say finish the stitch because it is like a picot stitch, so it's a bit and then chain 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, single crochet into the single crochet, or double crochet into the double crochet, and then we're going to single crochet into the middle of the scallop, or double crochet into the middle of the scallop, or maille. Chain 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Just so you know I can count. Single crochet into the single crochet. Chain 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So now we're coming up 1, 2, 3, 4. So we're on to the next. So now you can see I've actually got, this is joined to there, so I've got my 2 pieces there. I've got 2 pieces joined to this one, and now I need to join to the other, because that one, if you can have a look, but there was 2 pieces that joined those together. So you make blocks of 4, okay, and so I'm going to join to these 2. So 1, 2, 3, 4, oops, a daisy, 5, 6, single crochet into the single crochet, single crochet into the single crochet. I can't crochet anymore, it's gone wrong. Chain 3, 1, 2, 3, slip stitch into the middle loop of the fleur-de-lis. I don't know really what it's called, so I'm just calling it that. 1, 2, 3, this one's gone a bit wrong. 3, single crochet into the single crochet, the last single crochet that was made. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and we're going to single crochet into the last single crochet that was made. Now realistically it's easier if I turn all of my work around. I'm actually starting to sort of go a little bit wonky sat in my chair trying to do this. Single crochet into the scallop, chain 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, single crochet into the single crochet there. I'm trying to keep everything out of the way so you can actually see my stitches. So as you can see, as I'm joining up, this looks huge. Yeah, it looks massive, but this star brings it all together, and so it's not really, and it doesn't end up anywhere near as big as that. And that was one of those things that I just loved, that it just, everything seemed to just work so beautifully. And I say originally they had only joined with 1 point. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So this star in the middle, 1, 2, 3, 4, is my variation of the original star, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, ooh, 3, 4, 5, 6, single crochet into the single crochet you just made. 1, 2, 3. Now we're going to slip stitch into the middle of these 3. Yeah. Hopefully you can see everything all right there, and then 1, 2, 3. Finish off this stitch by doing the single crochet into the last single crochet that was made there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, so that we're finishing off the sequence, looking at your work, and single crocheting into the single crochet. and we're going to single crochet back into the scallop and then do 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and we finish off by doing a slip stitch. Move everything out of the way. We'll finish off this flower by doing the slip stitch into there. I'm just going to cut off my yarn, and then I like to pull my yarn through to the front and then into use that same stitch, just grab hold of my yarn and pull it to the back, and then you can see that I've actually got 4 pieces with this huge hole in the middle. Okay, and we're going to fill it up with this star. So what I'm going to do is just push all of my work out of the way again for a minute and get my yarn, and this is actually the same as what you do at the beginning. So you're going to, I'm just going to leave myself a longer tail end because it's nice, I like them for sewing in. Okay, so we're going to make a chain of 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Slip stitch to join. So once you've done this, once you've crocheted the flower a few times, you'll remember this bit off by heart. Chain 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We need to do the double crochet or the treble crochet or the brie into the middle of the circle. Chain 2 into the middle of the circle again, and so we've got 8 posts in the middle of the circle. 1, 2 chains, stitch into the middle, which makes like a wheel. 1, 2, which actually is very, very similar if you actually look, you know, if you look at the ancient drawings of the Sumerians. 1, 2, it's actually very similar to their what is it, did Zachariah stitches, and other people say it looks like a watch that they wear on their wrist. And I was like, yeah, it looks like a crochet circle to me, but you know. 1, 2, but you can actually tell the time with this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. If you make 12 points, chain 2, and now we need to slip stitch into the 3rd chain, so we've still got our chain 2 there, which is a fascinating thing to do. If you do it this time of year, this time of year is the wrong time of year, because we're actually, to be able to get the correct time, because we've actually gone back an hour in England for the Greenwich Mean Time. This is the same as round 2 of the other one. So chain 3, 2, 3, and make the 3 double crochet. 1. But yeah, I'm just going to stop a minute. If you make yourself a circle and you have these 12 points in it, and you actually put it on your wrist, so it's like that. So it looks like an ancient. I want to just take my hook out a minute. I know I'm distracting, but if you do that, and if you get a little pebble and you stick it in the middle, you make sure that your hand points to the north, I do believe, and then the way that the sun shines, you actually, it tips over. So you can actually use it like a watch. It is possible that they could tell the time in ancient days by using those methods of the sun, because I've experimented. 1, 2, 3. The only thing is though, is that when it gets to a later point of the day, you actually have to have your stone at the outside. So one point you have it on the inside and one point you have it on the outside. But you can experiment with that in the summertime, and you can see for yourself when the sun's shining what actually happens. It's kind of cool if you want to do that sort of thing. Did I just do a treble crochet there? Because I was too busy talking. I'm really sorry if I did. Right, let's concentrate on what we're doing, Karen. So we do 3 double crochet or 3 treble crochet or 3 brie, and then make a chain of 3. 1, 2, 3, or chaîne 3 if you're in France. I'm going to do this all the way around, so that's 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Hopefully I've shown you clear enough with joining the star together. See, on the very first the flower, sorry, 1, 2, 3. Your very first flower, obviously you just do that edging all the way around until you get to the very end, and then all of the flowers after that you either join with 2 pieces or with 4, and then you make this star to fill in the gap. 1, 2, 3, and I don't think really on my video I'm actually giving it justice of how pretty it looks. Hopefully I have done, and if you try it yourself, 1, 2, 3, you can actually, obviously you can make it in different colours, so you can make each of your flowers different colours, and so you can have like a patterned version of it, or you can make all of your flowers the same colour and just make the stars a different colour. There's lots of combinations you can do with it, 1, 2, 3, that would make it it's equally as pretty, but I've just done it all in plain white because I just wanted to see. Obviously the original pattern was done in a plain cotton. 1, 2, 3, which it didn't. There's one of those things that made me wonder if they was having rations during the war, how come they had so much yarn, so much cotton to be able to make, because they needed lots of balls to be able to make this. Right, I'm bringing my work back now, because from now onwards this is where we're going to actually do with our joins. Okay, and I know this looks far too small to fit in there. I've got myself tangled up with my yarn. Right, so we need to slip stitch into the middle double crochet just like we did at the when we was doing the very beginning flower. And now we're going to make a chain of 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I always start by actually using the fleur-de-lis pieces. So when you get the fleur-de-lis, if you look at it, you can see there's just like one loop that you can just go through. It doesn't matter that this is going to pull, it's a lacy pattern, okay? So you slip stitch to join. If you're really bothered, you can try and find 2, but it's really awkward. Now we chain 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ooh, I didn't do it. 5. Then we're going to slip stitch. Oh no, on this one I actually did a single crochet. Single crochet into the middle, just there. Now we're going to make a chain of 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we're going to work into the next one here. I did do a single crochet. I did. In here, where you've actually got these, where these chains are going down, where you've single crocheted into the single crochet there for this outside loop, slip stitch into there. Okay, and then make a chain of 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and single crochet into the middle of the next group of 3. And realistically it is, you need to turn this work around as you're working. It just makes it easier as you go. Okay, so I'm going to make my chain of 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. My blanket's all tipped over on it there. So now I'm going to work into a fleur-de-lis piece. So turn it over, you can just see the one loop, slip stitch, chain 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I'm going to single crochet into the middle there, and then chain 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now we're going to go into an indented piece, into the single crochet or the double crochet just there with the chains, slip stitch together there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I know it looks really messy as I'm trying to work. But if you're doing it yourself, you'll really see where you're going. Okay, and it's a lot easier than I say. It's really hard to show you everything on a video like that, but when you're looking for yourself, you'll see. Single crochet into the middle there, and so I've done into the last one was into the indent piece. So it's 1, 2. My yarn stuck over the top. 2, 3, 4, 5. So now I'm going to slip stitch into the middle of the fleur-de-lis piece, I'm just going to go underneath. So if you tip it over, you can see just going to one loop, slip stitch, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, single crochet into the middle. You can do slip stitch. I'm looking at my other ones to see I've done slip stitches or single crochets. I'm just turning it all around. So it's very lacy, it's very pretty. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now I need to go into an indented piece, so into the middle of the flower there. It was really the outside point of the flower, so chain 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Just need to pull myself some more yarn. And back into this middle panel that we're producing. They called it a motif actually. And then chain 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Looking at my work, you can see my gap's really getting small now. And so I'm going to actually slip stitch because we've gone from the indent piece. So now we're going to go to the middle of a fleur-de-lis again. So look where the join is and look for that one loop and just slip stitch into there. Chain 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's really hard to do on a table. It's a lot easier to twist around on your knee when you like holding it all. And so we're going to slip single crochet into there, chain 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and the last bit that I'm going to join onto is an indented piece of like joining all of those bits. So I'm just going to go into that single crochet from behind there, chain 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and now we're going to slip stitch back into the very original one where we began. Okay, slip stitch into there and get my scissors, cut off my yarn and then pull that through. She says, where's my stitch? There, here's my hole. Pull that through to the back and then you'll see, I know you can still see the ends obviously where I've not tied it in, but you can see that once you've actually fitted it all together, it creates your star, just like that. Okay, I hope you like that. Oh, I've forgotten my needle. I can't sew my ends in. I just want to share with you, I know I've forgotten my needle, so I can't actually show you how to do it, but when you're actually sewing in your ends, it's best if you actually really carefully sew into one of your chains and then tuck your tail ends into where you've actually done your stitches over a piece. Okay, and the same with the actual star. Where's the star that I made? Flower. When you've got where you've ended here on the end of a flower, work down a chain really carefully. Try not to pull it, otherwise you scrunch up that chain, and then work into the way you've overlapped that area there. Okay, so there we go. As you can see, I've added another piece on, and I say I've measured this bit. The actual bit that I already did was, I'm sure it was 30 inches. Okay, but there you go. So hopefully I've shared with you enough so that you can actually crochet your own flower, join your stars on, and then keep obviously sewing in your ends as you go along. And as you can see now, where mine is, I've actually got to keep joining like the 4 pieces together. But every time you drop down a row, you start at the end of the row and you just start on just doing the 2. So you always have 2 sticking out of the edge. So the actual edge of your blanket, you never need to actually, just move that out of the way, you're never going to actually need to put a pattern on the edge, because the edge of it is always just going to be this pattern that goes along. Look. Yeah? So you're never going to need to finish it, do anything else to finish it off. So I hope you like this. It's another one from 1940s. So thank you for watching, thank you for liking, thank you for sharing, thank you for subscribing, thank you for your lovely comments, thank you for those that have stuck up for me when I've been a bit bullied with my crochet code. I do appreciate the fact that you all care. Okay, so thanks again, bye for now.